good looking, so refined.
This is Ali Evans.
This is Jelena Belon.
Reporting for Economics 101.
So let me get right to the point.
GDP. In other words, it's the dollar value of products in a given year.
My coat for every guy I see.
Dollar value. Dollar value is basically the selling price. So for example, take all the price tags of things that are bought throughout the whole year and you combine it together and you get the dollar value.
Real GDP is GDP expressed in constant or unchanging prices.
How interesting.
This here is Givenchy, $900 jeans, homie.
Here's an example of nominal and real GDP. Let's say that this year the economy produces 10 cars at $15,000, and that equals $150,000. And then you have 10 trucks at $20,000, and this equals $200,000. When you add those two together, you get a total of $350,000. Since we have to use the current year's prices to express the current year's output, the result of the nominal GDP is $350,000. There's your example.
But I'm in Paris with my team.
Filming.
Calculating nominal GDP is basically using the current year's prices to calculate the value of the current year's output.
Slow like I'm on lane. Damn, my nigga Joby looks so clean.
Now we have the other side of GDP, limitations. GDP does not take into account certain economic activities, such as non-market activities, the underground economy, negative externalities, and the quality of life.
Getting saucy and arsy, we bossy, trying to bring back
US GDP only deals with American money. For example, let's say that a Japanese car company produces cars in Ohio. That still counts under GDP, even though it's from another country. It still counts as American money. But if you were to take cars made in Brazil by an American automaker, it would be completely different because the cars aren't manufactured here, so it's therefore not American money. Therefore, that can't fall under GDP. One way the government economists calculate GDP is by
The expenditure approach, also known as the output expenditure approach.
How interesting.
I know, right? The expenditure approach gives economics a practical way to measure GDP.
Interesting. But then you have the income approach, and this calculates GDP by adding up all the incomes in the economy.
Does it, Allie?
Yes, it does, Jill.
I've come back to America swagging out. Let's go.
Film.
Remember, kids, GDP can change in response to aggregate supply and aggregate demand.
Okay, students, to wrap it up, just remember that
GDP is the most important measure of a nation's economic performance.
Bye.
Good looking,
Hey.
so refined.
We've been all over the world, baby.
Let's
Let's get right to the point.
I don't pop my cork for